Well, I got a head start on my cigar this evening. It's the Hoyo De Monterrey. I thought I had a recording going on, but it didn't seem like it took. Now I'll read you a description of this cigar. It says Hoyo De Monterrey Governor. Size Toro 6.5 inch by 50 ring. Made Confradia, Honduras. Wrapper Sumatra, Ecuador. Binder Connecticut, USA. Filler Piloto Cubano, Dominican Republic, Honduras, and Nicaragua. And a beautiful description of the cigar. The allure of Cuba will doubtlessly persist in the world of cigars long after the trade embargo is lifted. After all, it is the fabled motherland of cigars, and a potent brand identity that conjures up thoughts of strong cigars and humid nights. Cuban cigars were not always the potent blends that we tend to think of now. The Cuban blends span the gamut of mild to bold. So this Hoyo de Monterrey from Honduras is Cuban by its history, as well by its blend. Well, as I said, I've already got started on this. No, it's a nice taste. It's not harsh. The wrapper is holding together very well. I like that. Can't stand it when the wrappers start coming apart in my smoke. Now I will take this cigar, head for the patio, and pour my glass of cheap Merlot and watch some pre-recorded television show and get back with you. Now, tonight I'm watching a show called Weekend Mysteries. Basically, it's about, true crime stories. So I'll give you a little comment about this when I finish up. Smoke is good so far. Burning very even. Very pleasant, very enjoyable. Well, the Hoyo de Monterrey is a very pleasurable smoke. And I call it a smoke or a cigar because I do not use the word stick. Stick is not of my generation. The word stick is probably come in the 80s or 90s, I don't know when. But for my generation, it's always been a cigar, a smoke, or at the worst, a stogie. So I was watching from the patio a detective story, which they have a lot of them on TV, on cable. And it reminded me, when I was a kid, that my dad used to smoke his nickel RG Dunn cigar and read detective magazines. I can remember one of them was True Detective. And it's interesting how over these generations detective stories are still popular amongst men. Well, I guess some women like the detective stories too, but it's a genre that's gone from magazines in the 40s to cable television in 2011. But I wanted to tell you about my dad. He was very proud and delighted, and he thought it very auspicious that he was born. His birth date is 10/10/10, and he always used to tell me how that was a very auspicious occasion. Now, I was telling my wife a few weeks ago, I said, it's no wonder my dad is dead. I said, if he was alive today, he would be 101 years old. Well, not very many people make it to 101. Unfortunately, he passed away, and I was there when he did. He was in the hospital, and I was with him to the end. But I don't want to make this a depressing story, but I want to tell you, after he passed away, the doctor came out of the room, and I asked him, I says, Doctor, what time are you gonna put down as the time of death? And it was in the morning, and he looked at his watch, and he says, I'm gonna put down, it was 10:10. Well, that really got to me. That spooked me quite a bit. But back to Hoyo De Monterrey. I'm going to give this about a 92. The burn is very even, and the taste is great. Another highly recommended smoke.